new to Dark and Darker and want to be a fighter, the fighter to me is the easiest class to start with. And we'll go over a few perks now. Click on class and go to perks and skill. The number one perk you should be using at first is weapon mastery. Using weapon mastery, you can use any weapon in the game. So when you first start off, I would recommend keeping your default arming sword and shield. And then your secondary, you should find a bow. Your bow is really going to help you out in long range engagements to pull one enemy at a time. In this game, you do not want to aggro a bunch of stuff at one time. You'll get overrun and won't have time to kill anything. The other perks are combo attack, swift, counter attack. These are all the ones I use. And then other ones that are basically tank and more tailored towards a bunch of blocking are barricade, defense expert, dual wield, projectile resistance, and shield expert. Like I said, when you're first getting started, use weapon mastery so you can use any weapon and equip a bow as soon as you can. Now let's go into your skills. So your skills, you have sprint. It gives you faster movement speed for a short duration. That is good for pushing fights, and it's also good for evading a fight. Your second wind recovers 50% of your HP over 12 seconds. So there's two ways you can use this as well. You can use second wind with the sprint to get away from a fight and heal. Or if you have a little damage, or if you know you're going to take damage in the fight, you can do it the opposite way. You can hit sprint and go into a fight, and as you take damage, hit second wind, and your health will be ticking up as you take hits. So it's a really good perk to have. You definitely probably want second wind and sprint on a fighter class. But the other skills you can choose are Adrenaline Rush, which increases your attack speed by 25% for 8 seconds. Breakthrough removes debuffs that might slow you down. Taunt increases the aggro value to all the monsters. And then you get a Victory Strike. The next attack deals an additional 20% weapon damage. If the target dies from the attack, you recover 5% of your maximum health. I have never found these perks useful, but don't take my word for it. You can play around with it if you want, but my recommendation is sprint, and 100% you need second wind. This health is huge, especially early on when you don't have any bandages or potions. In this next section, we'll go over pulling aggro. You really only want to pull one enemy at a time. They take a little while to kill, and the more things that you aggro at once, the more likely you are to get stuck or ganged up on, and you'll never get the room clear. Also, aggroing a bunch of things at one time lets players have an opportunity to attack you too. Had a little problem picking that up. In this section, you'll see aggro just this one mummy at a time. You'll swing, let him do an attack and miss. That'll slow him down. You go in for another attack, and you'll just repeat this on every enemy type. You'll learn their moves and what they do, and you'll just let them swing and miss, and then go in for the kill. If you do aggro a few at a time, you can swing and kind of strafe across and hit multiple at once, like that, or you can stack them up and let them hit each other, and they will damage each other. Key is just to move slow, aggro as little things as possible, and have good movement. You don't want to stand and bang. Just stand there, wait for the swing, back up, and then go in for the attack. After you clear the room, enjoy some loot. If you're really new to the game, there is loot in vases and pots and the chest. This is the example of the bow. If you equip a bow, you can pull aggro from long range. This was early on when I first started using a bow, and I kind of made a mistake by pulling everything. I should have stood there with the bow and killed everything one by one from far away. But this is a good example of, if you do get aggro, have good movement and dodge attacks. In this fight, you see I get snuck up on by a rogue. So I pop my sprint to run away, and then I pop my heal. So as we're fighting, I have heals ticking up. So when he gets me down low, I was probably 1 HP there at the end. Missing my shots. Or about a quarter health. And since my health was healing up, I had time to hit my shots. Here's another example of pulling one skeleton at a time, waiting for his attack, and then swinging to kill. Possible people to my left. An archer and a footman just killed 2 people. So you want to listen for people and be aware of your surroundings. I had a teammate here, and he has a bow, so he shoots at these guys. And playing a fighter with a teammate, I want to be his protector, so I pull up and keep them from rushing him, because a ranger has no defense. So I get shocked here, and here's an example of me healing. My teammate kills him, so I pop my speed to rush the barbarian now that the fight's over. So you can be really aggressive as a fighter. But the one thing I would recommend is those two-handed fighters, you have to have good movement and make them miss. They can two-tap you. If you found this video interesting, please like and subscribe. Thanks.